All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Coriolis, the Great Filter, Blazing Blasters Coriolis campaign. We are up to chapter number 12 tonight. And this evening, joining us, we have Raz back playing Hakam Rukel. We have Walter Peck playing Nassir. And last but not least, the kick-ass soldier Ali Tarek, played by Sim. All right, and now I'm just going to paste this in here. And we will get started. Crimson Wish. You guys seen that okay?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, let me get Mikhail out here too.
Are we now above Algol?
Yeah, I'm gonna read my little.
Oh, I see, I see, I see, I see.
Hours ago, blooming in the humid air of one of Algol's thermal vents was an explosion. It is only memory now. Looking from low orbit, the crew of the Crimson Wish sees only mountain peaks. But they know that not long before, they were nestled in a valley in a human microclimate. They met Mikhail Nineflowers. Leader of a rebel faction on Algol, Mikhail's men and women had spent the last years chipping away at the influence of the Colonial Agency and other consortium entities on Algol. After all, these corporations cared little for Algol's children or for the people there, or the planet itself. Indeed, Algol may appear the graven image of ice and stone and immovable might, but its ecosystem is delicate in places, and is quickly succumbing to the consortium and its lustful heads on Coriolis. And so, having a grudge, the Crimson Wish helped Nineflowers. They put an end to an invasion of beasts and, in the process, realized they were being controlled from a nearby data tower. But it can't all be perfect. The tower was destroyed and the Crimson Wish was left no closer to obtaining the data they need to bring down their enemies. But all was not lost. They had made friends and allies. Currently, Nineflowers has accompanied the crew to low orbit and is near the bridge of the Wish, and is explaining what he knows about Algol's Midlands, and how the Wish's crew may gain access to intel on the consortium that may swing things in their favor. And so, scene opens up on the bridge of the Crimson Wish, or somewhere else on the ship. It's up to you. Mikhail Nineflowers perhaps has tabulas opened up over several different tables to the left and right. He's looking over installations of consortium and colonial strongholds, strip mining operations, communication centers, etc. Pretty much showing you the lay of the land. The explosion of the data tower happened about 6 hours ago. The infected soldier of Nineflowers' army is in a makeshift med bay on the Crimson Wish, although there's little you can do for him right now. In the meantime, Pasha and Thariah have left on a shuttle at the direction of Mikhail Nineflowers. They have gone to spread the word of what's going on in the Highlands to several other rebel cells and villages among the mountains. Perhaps they can gather strength of arms if that time should ever come. Either way, they need to be warned of the danger that lies ahead and possible imminent chemical weapon or biological warfare attacks from the Consortium and Colonial Agency. And I'll let you guys take it away.
Yeah, I guess maybe it starts, the scene starts just as you hear Hakam ask Ninefinger straight to the face, goes like, I don't understand why none of this is getting recorded on some sort of tape and then get shown to people everywhere.
He kind of looks. We have bits and pieces of video recording for sure, but no one will trust a rebel cell from the Demon Moon.
Make friends with some sort of media personality or some influencer or something.
Easier said than done. The people of the Coriolis care little for the Demon Moon. At least most of them. I count it as a miracle that Maurice Thames sent you out here. Nassir and Ali. You were unfairly imprisoned, it seems, on this space station. Your allyship was unlooked for, but came at a most opportune moment. He kind of points to one of the maps. I think now is the time to strike. If we delay too long, we could be done for good this time.
Very true. It was not so long ago that I was fighting on the planet against the consortium, and I thought we had won a great victory and bought a lot of time for my people, but it seems they were only scared away for a little time, and now they have returned in greater numbers.
And the numbers will only continue to swell. Daily, more ships arise to the Midlands. The industrial sectors, the buildings, the strip mines, they cover the equator like some sort of pox. Not unlike what covers my friend in your makeshift sickbay.
Reckon they'll stop until it gets too expensive or some of the, I don't know how this works, contracts or legal rights change.
It is not so easy. You see that the planet, this is where people with nothing left to lose or loners come to work in the mines because they have nowhere else to go on the horizon. The people throughout the worlds and the systems care about one thing, that Algol and all of its plans continue to produce materials for the ever reawakening of the horizon. They do not care how it comes. They only care that it comes. And the consortium continues to reopen mines and facilities long closed. That is all they care about. The people do not care unless we can show them something truly horrific like this plague, like this virus, and like these beasts that they use on the people who dared resist.
And for my edification, which of the two characters is from here, or was that Nassir or Ali?
Nassir.
Nassir is from here?
No, they both are.
They both are. Okay, then Hakam would probably not be too insensitive to that. He sort of just nods.
As you said, Nassir, if you make it too expensive to rape this planet of its resources, well, beer is a language that the consortium speaks in. They are fluent in the language of currency. Where they will not be deterred by the screams of children and the blood of innocents, perhaps they will be deterred when their accounts are drained by the immense cost of doing business here on the Demon Moon.
Then while Captain Pasha and Thoraya go and let the other cells know what is happening, yes, I agree, as Nassir looks over some of the data slates or tabulas. Now is a good time to strike a high-value target. Let them know that they are messing with the wrong rebels.
The question, though, this tower. We've analyzed the wreckage. It is a relay tower of sorts, but from where was it getting its information? From where was it receiving its signal? This is a mystery to me. We soldiers here have survived many years in the mountains and in the deep thermal vents of this planet. But our technology does not rival that of this ship.
Was that tower in a valley, you had said, or was the tower itself above?
Yeah, I was down in one like the thermal vents.
So it could
But
be
really the only reason
satellites?
the only reason it was a jungle-ish is because I could find art that was jungle-ish, even though the planet's supposed to be kind of arid, frozen wasteland and
Mm.
mountainous. And I, in my GM fiat, said that a good place to have a base would be down in a hidden valley next to a thermal vent for a power supply. So we just made
Yeah.
that part up.
Had we isolated what the carrier frequency was that was being used, so that we could scan for it, perhaps?
Not necessarily. That was what Pasha was trying to do. Now you would probably have some preliminary data from that and results, but what happened is you were working with Pasha to get all that stuff done, right? And they
Mm.
were they were just running out of time, running out of time.
Okay, okay.
And if you dilly dally too much longer, I think your friend Mr. Nassir here would be minus a face again.
For a third time or something like that.
Third time.
Yeah, damn. Well, maybe you should just get a replacement, that just sucks right on. You just take them off, put another on. Okay. Well, Hakam might then just speculate. Might say, well, maybe there could be some sort of satellites, I don't know, or we just have to find out, I guess, the frequency first, and then could fly around and see if we could triangulate maybe the position of where it's coming from.
I pull out old Ibrahim here. You can work with him.
Because you're speculating this tower was just a relay tower to the beasts. That you're saying maybe the instructions didn't come from the tower itself.
That is the way it seems.
See,
I'm gonna exit this game real quick and just spin up the sandbox and you can continue to roleplay. But if you see me leave, that's what's.
I haven't seen as a player. I haven't seen any tech that is like a comm scanner in the Star Wars system.
Yeah.
I have a jammer that does the opposite, of
I'd
course,
say the Wish has something like that, and if not, you could probably
like a sensor suite.
rig something up. Yeah, you have sensors. Yeah.
Oh, true. I did buy the gearhead or whatever it was, where I can jury rig a purpose-built thing to do one thing for a time
So maybe you could
out of scrap or something. Yeah.
adjust the scanners of the ship to go.
Especially if we're on the ship, because I get a +2 from our expensive workshop.
Mhm.
That's true.
Nassir,
Go ahead.
Ali and I are good at shooting, but tracking down the source of the signal is something better left to people like Ibrahim and Hakam.
And
Good.
Ibrahim turns around from the data station. Don't talk about me so loud. I can hear your voices. What is it? It's been quiet here since we made it to low orbit. I can step away from the station if needed.
We need to isolate a frequency that's used to communicate with these chips, and I assume maybe Hakam has one. I don't know. And then figure out with the sensors where it's coming from as we fly around the planet. We can perhaps triangulate it somehow.
Mikhail kind of looks down. We can do that. Once we find the location, though, we can't very much fly this warship too close. I can get the small shuttle going the way
Planning
you need.
for that, I leave to you guys. That's not that's not my forte at all.
Mikhail looks to Nassir and Ali. Are either of you skilled at flying small craft?
I am capable. I am not the greatest pilot in the horizon, but I can get from point A to point B.
Yes, that's probably a lot better than me.
Very well. Ibrahim kind of looks over to Hakam. If you want to do something like that, you're going to have to change the crystal array. You see here, the Wish, it's calibrated to deep space. I'm picking up a lot of alloy, dense rock formations here on the planet. Yeah, you're going to need to rearrange this thing. I know you have that workshop of yours. I can bring you the materials you need, but it's going to take some time.
Yeah, sure. Sure. We'll see if it'll take some time, and he sort of cracks his fingers.
Alright, I'll meet you down there, Hakam.
Okay. I'll work on finding out what frequency first. And essentially he'll be hooking up sensor equipment to the microchip to see to test if there's any sort of current running, or the microchip essentially reacting on an electronic level to a frequency. And then I do have a signal jammer, which I will turn to jam everything, all the signals, and start sort of eliminating one signal at a time from the jamming, sort of opening up for it to pass through the jamming field. And then at some point I'm hoping that the one that interacts with the chip is the one that, I'll be able to say, it's this one. Because as I mess with the jammer, at some point I should be letting through the right frequency to the chip. Does that sound sort of electronic,
sounds
tech sciencey enough?
Techno-babblish stuff to me. I say it takes about an hour. What are Nassir and Ali doing?
Nassir kind of rummages through the Crystal Wish, good lord, Crimson Wish, looking for a med pack or a med kit of some kind to take down planet side. Nassir, once again being reminded how much the universe hates his face, wants to have one of those on hand in case they run into more trouble. With that, he admires the teeth indentations from the Nakatra on his helmet and goes about making minor adjustments to his new toy, his gun, and stripping down and cleaning his armor. And then also, not interrupting Hakam, but Pasha had a good use of his light armor and would offer Hakam the same thing, making the necessary adjustments here and there to fit better.
Light armor?
Yep, Pasha got some.
Offering.
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, that is better than the exosuit I had been wearing. Standard uniform of Coriolis guard. Cool.
So what does it look
Light
like?
armor,
As,
full armor.
As Hakam's working and he's bent over like with an arc welder, Star Wars style, and you come up behind him with this armor.
Cool,
I think
dude.
this will, this is slightly reinforced. I think it will suit you well on the planet side. Algol is a dangerous and harsh mistress and will chew you up and spit you out if you are not careful, yes?
Yeah, Hakam's eyes go big and he's like, yes, I mean, to be honest, seeing how much action we've seen, I wanted to buy some armor. I felt bad spending the money. But this is really appreciated. I mean, I got this, and he sort of like taps his pecs and his he's got the internal body armor as well. It makes sort of like a muffled clonking sound as his knuckles rap against it. Yeah, I appreciate that very much.
Yes, it is no problem.
Ali, what do
Well, I'll bring my shield too, though, just in case.
Yes.
Ali.
And then he keeps working. Go ahead.
Sam?
Yep.
What are you doing in the meantime?
Ali is stripping down his gun, cleaning it out. No one's going to be important to him a little bit later.
Mikhail.
He's not.
Go ahead.
He's not really paying attention to much else. He's coming off his 04 high.
Mikhail kind of approaches you as you have your gun apart on the workbench. You and your friend Nassir, you made quick work of those Nakatras, although it was closer than I would have liked. If I didn't know better, I would say that you fought together before. Not once or twice, but many times. Is that true?
Ah, yes. We'd fought together here. I left. Came back as a missionary. Had a good happenstance of running into them. And we fought together ever since.
I see. Amit mentioned that his heart longed for his old village. He wonders about its fate. Many of the mountain village and outposts have gone dark. No signals for many months. We can only hope that Pasha and Thariah bring back news of their whereabouts. I apologize if you are in a similar situation. From where do you hail, Ali Tariq?
It's been so long, but in an industrial area, I suppose. Never knew my parents, so became an orphan, went to the Legion. I hold no ties here.
No ties. Well, if we manage to free the demon moon from the yoke of the consortium, and in particular, these tendrils of the Colonial Agency, maybe your name will be remembered in the Midlands for many years to come. The folk of Algol love their heroes, Ali. The tougher, the better. Swift to violence, but always caring for the native sons.
Yes, well, it brings me again to be fighting, not for money this time, but the consortium and the Colonial Agency is an enemy. A very powerful one. And if it could break it here, we could break it elsewhere. But the bottom line, it has been a while since some people have tasted some freedom outside of Algol. I worry that they're not ready for it, or may not embrace it.
If they do or do not, I fear we will have no choice. If we tear any longer, I think that the forces of the consortium may simply decide that the indigenous population here can be exterminated. We have been a thorn in their side for too long. We must strike now or not ever. Again, I am grateful for your assistance. The icons have blessed us with the Crimson Wish. You came at a time and it almost seems a miracle. Blessed be.
Ah, yes. Blessed be. But rest assured, we should break him here. Or die trying.
The camera pans from Ali Tariq cleaning his weapon. Ali picks up the barrels, puts his eye down the sights. The camera follows down the sights, past the barrel, across the bridge of the ship, down through piles of debris in the workshop of Hakam, and then back to the bridge where he's nearly done with his project. And you want to give me a tech roll? It sounds like you get some bonuses as well, eh?
I'd love to roll your tech roll with a +1 for advanced tools and a +2 for an advanced workshop.
Make it so.
Do I just click on technology? I haven't done this in a while.
You could either use, so if you click your token and then click character actions.
Oh, that's right. There it was.
Yeah.
And then it'll ask me 3. Yeah, there you go.
2, pretty solid success.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not critical, but solid.
So you can scan for the frequencies. So tell me how you tell the team about your success here.
This is not... Oh, this is finding the frequency and then using the ship's onboard sensor,
Yep.
crystal sensors to find it.
Mhm.
Okay, I got it. Do we have a pilot? Maybe I'll make the ship fly around a little and we make it sort of a bit of a hunt. And he's like, oh, I think I'm picking it up here, but I need to find...
Yeah, Nassir's a pilot.
We need to fly at least 100 kilometers that way. And then as he does it, he says, yeah, okay, now turn 90 degrees to the right, as I'm sort of like furiously tapping away on my keypad. Not keypad, like a data pad type of thing, security pad. And after, it takes a short while for us to fly from one point of the planet to a little over to another point, and he says, "Well, I think I have a 87% or so probability that we found this. Ibrahim, what do you think?"
He looks down at his sensors. We're lighting up red. Yep. Green. Nassir, can you bring us down a little closer to the planet?
Aye, bringing us closer.
Give me just for fun. This might have an effect later on in the campaign. Give me not campaign, but the session. Give me a pilot. Yep. Tell me what it looks like as you kind of maneuver the ship kind of down below a low mountain, hiding its kind of sonar or radar silhouette. And basically, you can tell me what it looks like as a giant tower and installation comes up on your view screen.
As they're flying, Nassir is keeping it low to reduce their profile on any sort of scanning the the consortium or the Colonial Agency has. Most ships are relegated to the larger cities, the industrial sectors, and the further you get out, the more questions are usually answered. And as he's asked to keep low, he brings it just a few dozen meters above the trees, hugging the contours of the landscape as he flies through the various valleys and formations of the Algolian wastes.
Mikhail kind of goes forward through the bridge and leans over Nassir's shoulder, looking at his instruments, and then looks over at the beeping at the beeping sensors of Ibrahim. Yes, it's as I thought. This is a master communications center, a large relay center that the Colonial Agency uses. This facility seemed not to only have on-planet capabilities, but possibly sends even more strong signals interstellar to relay stations. Nassir, have we been spotted?
As far as I can tell, we are in the clear.
I would caution you about going any closer. If you're going to get any closer, you're going to need to take a small vessel. And he kind of looks at the scanners. The instruments show like the radar silhouettes of lots of very kind of small vessels going in and out of this big installation. It'd be common knowledge that these are probably workers or kind of small supply ships like planetary shuttles or even terrestrial based kind of vehicles, trucks on roads going in and out of this thing. Mikhail says, if you're going to approach and get the information you need, you're going to need to disguise yourself as one of the commoners. Use my shuttle if you would like, but please,
I just got armor.
don't wreck it. Don't get it blown up. It's the only one I have.
I will do my best, and I appreciate this gift you are letting us borrow to get closer and have a chance to help the people of Algol.
Mikhail nods. He kind of looks to himself, or seems to be thinking to himself. I would accompany you. Should I? Or should I stay on the ship? It is up to you. Pasha Khan is not here as the captain. But Nassir, Ali, it is your planet as well as mine. I will let you make the call.
Through conversations with Mikhail, like how well known is he as a wanted man?
Very.
Yeah.
Public enemy number one in this region.
I appreciate the offer, Mikhail, but I am sure your face is on every wanted poster and spread across the nets of Algol, your contributions would no doubt be great, but your biggest asset, your popularity and ability to lead the rebels, is also your biggest weakness when discretion and infiltration is required.
Very well. I will stay here. Thanks to your friend Hakam, the sensors are fired up and ready to go. It's possible I may be able to glean some information about the surrounding environment, so give me a ping if you need information. I dare not be too invasive with the scans, though. I don't want to alert the enemy to our presence. He rubs his beard. I know the atrocities the Colonial Agency has committed here on Algol. It's 100% certain this relay station has a copy of that data.
Well, if the shit hits the fan, Ibrahim up here can use the data meme maybe to shut down portions of this fucking tower.
He kind of leans over to you. What? And get a clear line of sight to that place? No, thank you. Not if you want the Crimson Wedge coming back in one piece. Listen, last ditch resort, I'm willing to risk myself for this team. But not until the most dire of circumstances.
Are we talking defense turrets or like patrol craft? What's the threat?
Ibrahim tries to run a scan on the area here. Let's see.
It's just Hakam doesn't understand, like, what's our position actually look like? Because it's not like he sees gunships flying around bristling with guns or something.
Yes. Ooh, good.
Nice.
I'm not talking about the small stuff, Hakam. They got service to air weapons. No turrets that I can see. But I do sense life forms patrolling the area, both large and small. Like Nine Flower said, I think your best bet's going to be to blend in. At least until you get close.
For sure, but if we're stuck in there and we have to get out,
Well,
a good data meme attack from mid-air, you don't have to be landed anymore. It could maybe knock out some of their stuff. I don't know. Just spitballing. Don't like to die down there.
like I said, it'll put the wish in danger, but hey,
Yep.
if it's mission critical, that's what I gotta do.
Yeah. He taps him on the shoulder and says, it'll be good to know that you're up here. And then sort of turns around and starts packing his shit.
I'm always up here, Hakam. Just be sure you make it back alive. I need to win the rest of that beer back in another game of cards.
Yeah, you wish.
Nassir and Ami. Mikhail takes you down to the hangar, and basically it's the shuttle that he kind of personally flew up into the Crimson Wish. It kind of shows you around. Very basic civilian type shuttle. Doesn't have weapons at all. It doesn't have anything special at all. Would very much kind of fit into a quote unquote delivery truck or personnel shuttle that would be flying into an installation. Kind of takes you down to the hangar. Here she is. She's not much to look at, but Nassir, if your skill at piloting is anything like your skill with that machine gun you were wielding against those creatures, well, I think she's in good hands.
I've flown worse. Things that were kept together with and prayers.
Oh,
it is even dusty in this ship of yours. Bless, may the icons bless you.
it's either that or my 3 kids with COVID. Who knows?
I hear they have the Algol virus as well. But we will not.
Alpha
not
Seed,
worry.
the Algol.
Yes, that. God bless you. So going down here, we're going there infiltrating. Like, what are we allowed to bring? Like, how undercover are we going, do you think?
Oh, that's up to you. That's up to you. You gotta infiltrate this base.
Is there, I was wondering now, Because if I have to make something, do you allow me to make that on the fly, or should I have made this gadget on the ship?
I
Because
I
if
think some things on the fly are
like a data
good.
spike, I want to
Yeah,
make a data spike like that will sort of
yeah,
self-destruct,
yeah.
but allow us to hack the system,
Right, and
like you would in Star
yeah,
Wars.
you might want to do that ahead of time. Stuff like that, like
Yeah.
you're not gonna be able to make that. But like, I think that
Okay.
talent is good for like maybe like an improvised trap or explode. It's not anything too complex. So things
Yeah.
like you mentioned, yeah, you do ahead of time, and I'll just say like they'll give you like a +2 to
That is a +2. It says
for
this.
data
It
gen.
says it always succeeds, but the sixes determine the bonus of the item.
Good
How
system. You
good
can
the
just
item is.
eyeball it, and it's usually right. So
Yep. So as we use the data spike later on some sort of mainframe server or whatever, it'll give us a +2 on the getting the data out.
Give yourself a data spike.
Nice. One-time data spike. Cool.
Ali, what do you think? Do we go in heavy and hope maybe we get some ponchos and no one asks questions, or do we go in lightly armed and hope everything goes according to plan?
Well, if you want my honest opinion, I think we get some ponchos. Because in my experience, nothing goes as planned.
Nassir kind of taps his face. Too true. This thing cannot take many more shots. Smiles, revealing the silver teeth that had replaced the originals.
No. Every time, it's been an improvement. It's a shiny smile you got there now.
Ah, you hurt me deeply. If you think we should go in a little heavier, I am in more than agreement. As long as someone is not up close to us, we should be okay.
I should be able to tell you about life forms and where they are. I bought a scanner for that.
As long as we are not too overt in what we are doing, I think we should be okay.
I can run it on passive.
Step one is to blend in, and then we will move to the objective and get out what we can.
Sure, it's your call. I'm just telling you of the things that I can do. Can find hidden places with this gadget, can find people, machinery, all kinds of stuff.
So I'll let the pilot kind of narrate what looks like as you guys go into the hangar and drop out of the Crimson Wish low orbit and head down towards the Midlands, kind of hiding yourself between the mountains on the way into this installation. Nassir the pilot? What does it look like?
Nassir plops down into the pilot's chair, going through a system of checks, hull integrity, propulsion, everything that makes him feel comfortable, especially in the ship that he's not used to using, as opposed to the Crimson Wish. With the final checks complete, he slowly brings power to the engine and exits the dock of the Crimson Wish before making his way to the installation, keeping the ship in what would almost be described as a casual, yet careful approach to the facility, not wanting to raise any red flags or do anything that would spark interest by any casual or not so casual observer of the installation.
As you pilot the ship down closer to the planet's surface, you drop between two low mountain ranges. On either side of your vessel, reaching to the steel gray sky like rusty teeth, are jagged formations of rock. At first, your vision is obscured by clouds the color of muddied water, but as you get closer, the bright glint of snow becomes apparent, and in some ways it's quite beautiful. Nassir banks the ship to port, careening around a low mountain, the sun behind the ship creating a halo effect over the windshield. But then out of the side of the vessel, Ali, you look down and you see what looks to be an old village that has just crumbled in waste. You see old chimneys that used to perhaps hold a warm hearth and fire, gone cold long ago. You see what looks to be the ruins of power plants spread among the low mountainsides. All of those seem to have been blown to smithereens as well. What are your thoughts and feelings as you see the ruination of your homeworld on the way into the installation?
Yeah, one of the things that kind of crosses Ali's mind is war as hell, and this place is seeing the blunt of it.
As you pass over one of the villages, you see a small fire, and Nassir is so skillfully navigating this vessel close to the surface so he's not picked up by radar that you can see a hermit in furs and native clothing kind of warming his hands by the fire. You fly another several minutes, and now you're near the villages and settlements that are allowed to live by the consortium and the Colonial Agency. Just like Nine Flowers installation, these installations are kind of built downwards from the crust of the planet towards the planet's core, which no doubt is molten and provides some measure of warmth and power. Hakam and Nassir, you see lines of men and women standing out in the cold as you kind of fly over these settlements, kind of being led somewhere. Some of them even seem to have collars or chains on as they make their way into what look to be large shuttles, no doubt destined for the mines of Algol.
Nassir kind of has a look of disgust on his face as his tribe, his clans were fiercely independent and nomadic in nature for as long as their history was told. They lived on the fringes of society, but to see this kind of indentured servitude always bothered him, and it was something that one of the reasons that he had decided to fight against the consortium and the corporations that wanted to strip every valuable resource from the trinary system of Algol.
It'd be nice for those people to be freed again. This is the non-existent slavery.
Some of the stories I hear is true. It is even worse for some women and children. How they are sold off to and what they are sold off to, it is difficult to think about.
And Ali Pet is kind of like side deep. One day they will be free.
Let us hope so. But if that cannot be achieved soon, at least we can make them bleed the consortium and make them reconsider some of their decisions.
Yes, and hope to provide a new spark for everybody else.
Indeed.
You pass these settlements, continuing further and further to your destination, fly another 30 minutes. The sun sets behind you, igniting the atmosphere into brilliant hues of orange and red that reflect off the icy mountainsides. You bring the shuttle low over what looks to be a semi-frozen lake. Nassir and Ali, you know that these lakes have been polluted beyond repair long ago with hydrocarbons and other compounds that just depress the freezing point to the point that while these things should be frozen solid, they're just littered with icebergs and wrecked ships and the refuse of days past. Eventually, jutting into the sky, you see a giant antenna or relay station. And it's at that point your communication system starts to blink with an incoming hail.
I guess Hakam hits it.
This is Colonial Agency, Agent 125, Installation Delta, Midlands, region. Please state your business. You're in an unauthorized airspace. We're not expecting a delivery at this hour. Please state your business.
Hakam's eyes go real wide and he looks over to Ali.
Ali's shaking his head.
He looks to Nassir.
That is an excellent question.
You hear static. I didn't quite hear your answer. Please repeat. You have 30 seconds to reply. You no doubt are aware of our formidable defense capabilities of this battle station. Please reply.
I guess we should have thought of a reason.
Let's see here.
He says quietly, we're workers, right? Wasn't that it? Isn't that what he said?
But it is, yes, it isn't workers coming, but an unexpected, yes, workers, that sounds right.
You should probably tell them that now.
Nassir flips the switch back. Yes, this is the ship, Ticonderoga, coming in for our, are we not on your manifest? We were supposed to arrive, part of a technical group to review several systems of this station.
No, Ticonderoga, you are not on our manifest. And the consortium, and in particular the Colonial Agency, does not make mistakes. Please cut your thrusters and come to a standing position. Repulsors only. Well, check this out. Give me a... you're not going to be good at whatever I pick, son.
Oh, I can be for a dark point.
Give me manipulation.
Oh, gee, this is... Do I waste my once per game ability already?
There's also, if as players we can be clever somehow, I have the talent that I can ask Bo a question he has to answer truthfully, but it has to be a binary question. For one dark side point. Right?
Is that a once per session deal?
No.
What? All right. Again, dark side point.
Because it costs a dark side point. Right? But I could, for example, I could ask yes or no, or is there a crew coming in within the next week that we could pretend to be, right? And then you would have to answer that truthfully. But that's just an option.
Damn, so we'd have to boil it down to the binary question.
Oh, no, I have the gambler's talent, which once per session I get a critical success.
Oh, that's true.
So, I mean, you can bullshit. I mean, a comm station.
If it gives us direct access to their servers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can be a maintenance crew that slipped because we're not that important. So, I mean, if we want to blow that load already, I'm fine with it.
Yep, just make sure you mention that the Consortium made a mistake.
Oh no, they don't. Yeah, they don't make mistakes.
All right, wait.
Maybe
So
some
no-
contractor made one.
Nassir slows down. Yeah, he's gonna do it. It's basically he goes down to repulsors only and kind of sits there and thinks for a moment. And I will go ahead and give you a dark side point to get my critical success. And he goes, Nassir activates the comm. He goes, this is the third time this week. I do not know why. Is it because we are just the maintenance crew doing system checks on the sanitary sewer system? I do not know why. People keep being surprised that we are coming to visit and to make sure everything is in good working order for all the halt workers of the consortium. But I can tell you, every station we leave, they are always very happy with how things work.
There's a cutscene with this guy with his coffee on his desk kicked back. Sanitation workers? Did somebody screw up the sewage system again? And like, you just lucked out because it's a gambler's talent. He's like, yeah, Larry clogged up the toilets again. But yeah, they say something about, yeah, it's screwed up down on level 9. I was like, okay, well, the boss probably doesn't want the big boss to know about this, so. All right, very well, Kaitan Garoda. We don't sense any weapons on your ship. We appreciate your discretion in this matter. We would also appreciate if you would maintain that discretion while you're here at Station Delta. Am I clear?
Crystal clear, Delta Station. Like always, as you said, the consortium does not make mistakes, so we will go on about our business and we'll be gone before you know it.
Very well.
And everybody will be happy.
I'm going to go ahead and send over some landing coordinates to your vessel. You're going to make a little trek into the station, but it's not going to be too rough. Just, I'll just say this, bundle up.
Thank you for the advice. We'll be standing by for the landing coordinates.
Roger that. Station Delta out. Good luck, Ticonderoga. We appreciate what you do, even though it stinks.
With the comm off, Nassir turns around, big ol' smile on his face. He goes, it's a shitty job, but someone has to do it. Aha!
Yeah, but we need to get to the computers, not the shitters.
You'd be surprised. The shitters are handled by computers these days. Everything is a very elaborate control system for something as silly as human waste.
I got it. No, that's clever.
So I'll let you kind of describe Nassir, since you made the sacrifice on that one. How you go and land in the designated landing area. I'll just give you a little description. It's just outside of like the more polished area of the station, and there's a bunch of like old wreckage and kind of a junkyard around.
Once he receives the coordinates, he slowly begins the descent in their ship. Thankful that he mentioned maintenance and sanitary sewer, considering the ship they're flying it would most likely match that description. Flying over the junk and the assorted waste strewn about, he finally gets to the landing area, setting it down carefully, and looks to some of the gear he's had, and thankful that it isn't the most refined, something that might be more according to Pasha's tastes, the field gray caftans, the dirty backpacks, the things that you would associate with the lower strata of the plebeian force. And he takes an old ratty backpack and puts his helmet in there, and then kind of looks around the ship for something that could be, I don't know, like a repulsor lift, something that they could put stacked boxes and whatnot on that would kind of imitate, a maintenance crew's equipment.
Very well.
Now, Hakam, do not feel bad if I feel compelled to urinate on your captain to better blend in with what we are supposedly doing.
He says, well, this light armor ain't mine anyway.
Nothing ammonia cannot get out.
Sure. You from here? People walk around with guns?
No, especially if they're maintenance workers. That is why I'm going to put it in a box.
Okay, I'll put mine in the toolbox too.
I will have my pistol on my thigh holster, but that will be underneath my kaftan.
I mean, I could take these apart if necessary.
No, you will not.
Okay.
If we need them in a pinch, that is the last thing we need.
They also look very much like weapons, though.
Not in boxes and covered in assorted junk. I'm sure in here we can find something that is approximate to repair and maintenance equipment.
It'd be gross, but if you really want someone not to touch the boxes, just smear some feces all over this stuff.
We are not that desperate yet.
Where are you going to get the feces?
I don't want to... Well, of course he would have just taken a shit. Again, Hakam is extremely pragmatic, right? So he would have totally done that, but he's like, okay, I just don't want to die. Or get my face chewed off, you know?
I see why they kicked you out of Coriolis, their family. They don't want you back again, you shitter.
No, he chose to leave. That's the problem, he chose to leave, he's not supposed to.
Nassir and Ali, being soldiers, are well aware of the battle dump, therefore they do not have to go anyway, because they took care of that beforehand.
Hakam very much follows your guys' sort of lead on pretty much anything.
You... Good.
I was just going to say, yeah, basically they'll find a sword, they'll find any sort of, I wouldn't say cart or something, along with an elongated toolbox that they can put both Ali's machine gun in.
We can make a sled even.
Carbine in.
Yeah, because there's like a bunch of junk around where you are. There's even like a bunch of like kind of quote unquote like homeless people or scavengers around in this landing area. It's just kind of like you see in the picture here. These are kind of the outcasts from the consortium. Just, you know, they might work at the consortium compounds, but this is where they live.
Yeah, they do just enough to conceal their stuff, and he makes sure his caftan is extra baggy to hide the bulk of his armor.
Are you guys pretty strong? Like, very strong? Physically?
I'm not going to be like... Nassir's not going to be like setting any records bench pressing, but he should be fine.
Because Hakam would... he can like spot weld things shut. But if you're strong enough, you can spot weld it enough that if you need it in a pinch to break it open, you could. But if someone wants to just look at it and sort of, you know, gives it a cursory rattle, things wouldn't open.
No, we don't need it that
Okay.
secure.
As you exit the shuttle and, you know, get your sled ready and all that stuff, there's the kind of the downtrodden that come at you. Yeah. One woman emerges from a hovel and he says, "Oh, are you bound for the relay station?" She's chewing on something that looks like to be a piece of leather. "Lots of boys come to work on that place. Some of them don't leave."
What is it you hear about this place, woman?
"Lots of secrets up in there. If I didn't know better, they had got a djinn hiding in that tower. But I know that's not the case. Bunch of tales made up to scale women and children. It's just the Colonial Agency." And she looks and like kind of leans into Nassir, and you smell the scent of rotted meat coming from between her rotten teeth.
The truth is much more terrible. Human beings are much worse than any ghost could ever be.
Of that, you and I are in agreement, old lady.
Be careful. Look out for the prowlers on the way in.
Nassir goes to ask, but thinks twice and decides better not to continue engaging this bottom rung of society, even for him.
And she
Continues on his way and makes sure to hit the lock a few extra times on his fob as the ship closes.
yeah, a piece of rotted meat falls from her maw as you guys kind of walk away from this lady.
She says, "See you later." Or maybe I won't.
May the icons bless you.
Bring me back a souvenir of the high life if you would. My boy used to work for them back in the day. He was a good boy until he lost his skin.
His skin. I could see how things would go wrong after that happened.
She kind of cackles and walks back into her hovel. You see an emaciated dog with like only fur on one side of its body kind of briefly welcome her into the hovel, then disappear back inside.
Nassir looks to Ali and Hakam. Well, it seems we are off to a blessed start.
As usual.
The wind kicks up as you make your way with your repulsor sled towards the antenna and the installation. You pass more than one interesting character. Most of them are very much like the Toothless Woman, kind of poking fun at you. Many of them seem to have built hovels out of old spaceships and hardware left over by the consortium and their various goings-on. At one point, you even look up into not the low hills, but the piles as large as hills of debris, and you see creatures that seem to be gnawing on old wire and electrodes. One of them gives a screech that sounds like the mixture of between a parrot and a dog bark, and throws a piece of metal up in the air and grasps it between its maw and just almost eats this metal. And as you pass it, almost gives what passes to be a little belch.
Are these just native scavengers of the planet?
Yep, they don't bother you.
Ugh, filthy creatures, these things.
You make yourself blend in as much as anyone could blend into this planet. You have 2 out of 3 natives, so you're doing quite well. The big tower looms larger and larger on the horizon. You kind of exit the landing area, and wind whips at your kafkans, blowing them to and fro. Your armor is freezing against your skin, and you get closer and closer to your destination. And I'm going to move you over here. Eventually, there's a large bridge crossing a chasm over towards the main complex, and a guard stops you, kind of looking at your repulsor sled, and says,
Don't you know we're closed for the day? Go back to your hovel. We have no use for your drivel. No use for your old junk. They say one man's junk is another man's travel. It's not quite true here. One man's junk is my junk. Get the shit out of my face.
I do not know who you're speaking to, but We are here as part of the maintenance team to deal with the sewer problem you are having currently.
Sewer problem? Oh, I didn't hear anything about no sewer problem. You stop right there, turn off your reports. This is going to take a few minutes while I call it in to my superiors.
We've already done this today. Call up to the tower that handles all traffic. They know exactly what we are doing here and what we are, where we are from. We are the maintenance team that deals with the sanitary sewer systems of all the stations here for the consortium. We not be the most glamorous of people, but we have a very necessary function to make sure all of your shit goes where it needs to go. So unless you like wallowing in it, please, hurry.
He kind of looks at you. One of you make a manipulation. I don't care who has the highest. He's
Hakam.
Better get rolling, Hakam. Ali will nudge Hakam.
You have a
I-
high tech roll too. Start talking about bidets and toilets.
Sure, I can bedazzle him. I just have instead manipulation is just 4 dice for me though.
It's not going to be a hard failure. It's just going to be like this dude.
Yeah, that's double
Yeah.
probably Nassir and Ali. So there you go.
Okay. Okay. Character actions, manipulation. He is a plebeian, so maybe the other guy's a plebeian too, and that helps at all. Sort of talks about how shit is a problem for the underclass, and has been for a long time. What?
Ah!
Okay. That is statistically interesting.
It's a role-playing game for a reason.
Yep.
And so he walks around you. Who do you think is the smelliest of you guys? Ali?
Maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll blame Ali. He's smelly.
The Colonial kind of walks around you as you're standing on the bridge. Snow is fluttering from on high. I want to get some snow. And you can hear his kind of congested nasal patches as he tries to sniff you. And he goes, all right. At least one of you smells like shit. And he kind of calls up to the tower. All right, one of you smells like shit. My superiors give you the go-ahead. Have fun, boys. And just know, a local, you're never gonna reach my station. You're gonna be in the sewers and the latrines until you die on this miserable fucking planet. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, yes, sir. And may
Okay,
the
boss.
Algol bless your day. Thank you.
And so he waves you past, and there's like other guards there, right? And so tell me what it looks like as you kind of somehow get your asses into this place.
As they go along, Nassir's like, ugh. If things do go wrong, I hope we run into him so I can shoot him in his his corpse as a fine pulpy matter of cooked meat and flesh.
We could run into him real hard.
Yes, indeed.
Can you see?
But-
Can you see the snow?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. He watches you go past as you're talking, and he just sneers and he spits into the ground.
Ali, for once I am glad you have not showered recently.
But I've been in this heavy armor for a few days now. No matter how much I shower, it's gonna stink.
Smells very manly.
We passed manly a long time ago. Now we smell like something if paint could curdle somehow.
You know what? I think I can make that happen.
No, 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 no. Well, the icons have smiled upon us. We were able to land successfully. We were able to get past that sod back over there. So now we need Hakam. This is where you come in. Where is it best to go to access this system and find out what we need?
Yeah, right about that time, Hakam, your communicator kind of goes off.
Yeah. Sure, I'll answer it.
God damn it. Hakam? Is Nassir and Ali with you? And it's Ibrahim's voice.
Yes?
Listen, I've been running passive scans. Are you telling me we haven't sensed any gunfire, no service to air missiles? Did you just step inside the compound?
We talked our way in, no problem.
Talked your way in? With
Yeah.
Nassir and Ali there? How the hell did that
Yeah, they're great. Because they're awesome.
Regular social butterflies, those two. Alright. Hang on a second. I'm going to try to get yourself a schematic. I'm going to beam it on into your tabula.
Thank you.
Just for fun, I'm going to actually make him roll. Rob, this one's for you. Yep.
Nice. Can I augment that with the roll of my proximity sensor? That is, it says detailed information about terrain, vehicles, people in the area.
Yep. For roleplay flavor, yes. Give me a roll.
Yeah. Sort of, it's like a local. That would be an 11 character actions. Tech, 1, click. Yeah, 1.
That's actually
Just trying to confirm and
bad roll.
overlap.
1-6. Well,
Statistically,
maybe
yes.
not.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. So Hakam, and this comes to Nassir and Ali's tabulas as well. You get a kind of a schematic of the base that comes to you, and you see pretty much where most things are, where the sewage and pump systems are, the water filtration systems, etc. But also where the data, basically the data core and where the good stuff is set. It would be almost impossible to get down there without conflict. But I'm going to let you guys roleplay how you kind of make your way through corridors. And because you can kind of see where people are, you're able to deftly avoid them. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, because it is yeah, exactly. The scanner should be able to do that, and I keep running it on passive. And it says in the rules that means my location will never be given away.
So what does it look like for all three of you?
I guess maybe. So who would walk in front of Hakam? Because Hakam doesn't want to lead.
Nassir will.
All right, then Hakam is like right behind you, and sometimes will run into your back. Because his head goes up, down, as he goes. Okay, there's 2 people on the left. We shouldn't go left. If we go right, there'll be a junction. A junction where we can take a left 30 meters up. And then I think we might have to crawl through a vent. And then, so he essentially just tries to guide you by being sandwiched between the other two, so he doesn't have to actually pay too much attention to what's actually happening around. And has time to sort of, be the map man.
Nassir kind of oscillates between appreciative of what Nassir can do and then annoyed that he keeps getting bumped into in the back and his heels stepped on, but ultimately keeps his eyes forward and his ears open for any people that for some reason
Prizes.
the scanner might not have picked up, but otherwise follows Hakam's orders.
And I think our intent, Bo, is to get to a computer center, and if challenged, we'll say that it's the sewage treatment system or sewage system is a complex system we need to see what the error code is so we can figure out where to fix it. We can't just go and open every toilet. That would be stupid and a waste of time.
So the three of you, yokels, with their, Ollie smelling like fecal material, apparently.
Hmm.
Eventually, make your way down to one of the main control centers.
Oh, there isn't a separate terminal somewhere that we could use, like a service or maintenance
No.
terminal to have. Oh,
It's
okay,
locked down.
bummer.
Locked down.
Okay. So then Hakam will maybe lead into this, like, okay, if I correlate, he's using your $5 words, right? If I correlate the floor plan we got and what I'm scanning, I think the data center is right ahead of us, but I count 4 life forms in there as well, so I don't know what we're supposed to. You want me to bullshit them? I'm not great at lying, man.
Sometimes the best lie is the truth. Is this facility or this station we're about to go to, can we access sewer schematics or anything of that nature from this area?
Yeah. A station this size has a pretty good AI on board.
Well then, it doesn't mean you can't start looking at sewer schematics, flow, readouts, and things like that. And when they get bored of looking at human waste and how it moves about the station, you can go to getting the data that we actually came here for.
Okay. Is there, Bo, how do you expect us to copy that data? Do we need to rip out a data pad, like a hard drive? Do we have a dongle we need to put in to transfer? Is this wireless and it just transfers to my data pad? How does this technically work?
A lot of the more,
Floppy
in
disk.
my floppy CD-ROM.
Yikes.
Not even the floppies, the real stiff ones.
The 5.7.
Yeah, there's 5.7 inches. Just like my love life, the 5.7 incher. So we got the. So in my world, how I envision this, as many kind of sci-fi worlds, if everything is wireless like it is, it's not fun. The real stuff, you gotta get a hard link into it down the data center. The Colonial Agency wouldn't be as careless as the U.S. government, and you would need to kind of physically connect into the mainframe here to get some of that good stuff.
Which I'm prepared for with data spike, which is great.
Yep. You got the data spike. You need a physical contact, but you
Okay, so I will plan to.
kind of got a cover story.
Correct.
You got to get a cover story. It's going to be hard to sell because it seems.
Well, the cover story is that. Oh, go ahead.
Fucking sewage people. Why are you showing up in the middle of the main place? But I'm leaving that up to you. You sense there's a bunch of workers inside, right? There's data workers and whatnot, but you can kind of look through the windows before you actually enter the room, and there are 4 armed.
Do we think these are the same people?
What do you mean?
Do we think these are the same people that challenged us on the ship, or does the tower floor plan have a air control center?
There's guards. Yeah. No.
So we can use a different story here.
Yep, different story. Good.
Maybe Hakam would say that before we go and says, like, look, these are not the same people. We could come up with a different story here. We don't look like them. Right? Because they have some sort of uniform. Maybe they don't.
You guys, I would say they probably use these natives to do some of the menial tasks. So even if you don't have a uniform, not uncommon to have you guys come in to fix the sewers or whatever.
Right, but if we wanted to switch the story up somehow, and we want to pose as actual technicians or who should have access to the computer system.
If it isn't broke, don't fix it. You are the technical wizard of the group. Me and Ali are the manual labor.
Okay.
Now we've done some of the physical part of it. You need to check flow rates or...
Yeah, we'll stick with the story, right? They could still check with the guy up in air control, and maybe he'll back us.
Yes, something about ensuring the aeration is correct or anything of that nature.
Yeah, they don't want to, have the sewage back up and come out of the water dispenser. You know, they wouldn't want that. Right?
Yes, let them think we are trash. I'm fine with that. But
Oh.
what really matters is they don't want to wade around in their own shit. So they might poo-poo us, so to speak, but they will let us go about our work.
We'll just bore them because I can see them looking over my shoulder, and I can't I can't hide on the screen what's happening really.
Bore them until they leave.
Okay,
Us alone.
that's pretty good. Well, I've envisioned Hakam also has a 3 in science, which is maybe even more boring than tech to some people, and he could essentially start doing flow rate calculations and that kind of stuff if the time comes. He sort of starts to formulate a few ideas that he could run down that would just take some time and look really complicated and boring.
Just tell them the ballast system is off in the primary wastewater tank. And then bore them from there.
Yeah, there's no problem. All right, here goes. And then we go in.
Hello. What you need?
One of them is kind of blocking the bridge.
I assume Nassir is still at the front.
Sure. We are part of the maintenance crew here working on your sanitary sewer system. My friend here, he is the smart one, and we need to check the systems to make sure everything is working properly.
Hang on,
So,
hang
I
on.
mean,
I'm the only smart one here, and you
Your
ain't on
flow
the
rate
schedule.
coefficient is completely out of alignment. You're at a minus 43 pi, and it should be a standard deviation of no more than 2.3.
Shut this
is
thing
real
up.
shit. And then he giggles to himself as he says this is some real shit.
Hey, you.
Oh, sorry.
Translate that into common speak.
And Hakam really he makes his eyes go left and right
He looks
and
to
sort of thinks
Nassir
about
to
it.
translate it.
Oh, got it.
It means the poop is not going to the bottom of the tank like it should.
Yeah.
You mean we got floaters?
Yes, I don't
Yep.
know what you people are eating at the station, but apparently it's messing with the ballast system of the treatment center, and we are here to get it back on track. Here, let me put it in simple parlance. If we don't get this fixed, you'll all be waiting in shit.
This seems highly unlikely. I don't know why you need to come down to this level to get that done. Can't you go down to the power generator or the pump station? I'm going to call this in. And he's getting ready to dial something up on his wrist communicator.
But you said you're the smart one, Hakam calls from behind.
Yeah.
Does that get a reaction out of him?
Yeah. What of it?
Listen, I can explain it to you. The system runs on computers, right? The sewage system, the regulation where sewage goes and stuff. You know that.
He brings up his weapon and points at you guys kind of in your vague direction. Not completely threatening, but just as a big
I'm trying to sort of be consolatory or whatever that would be, right?
macho guy would do.
Yeah.
Give me a science roll just to see if you baffle him enough to stroke his ego to make him think that he understands it.
Yeah.
He does, at least for a little bit. All right. Listen, I don't want to bother the head man down on level 3. Do what you gotta do here, but I don't quite trust you. There's something not right about you 3. Normally the sanitation workers that come in here are all pale and weak and malnourished. You guys seem like you have a bit of capability around you. That's not at all common on these scurvy dogs that are natives of Algol. I got my eyes on you. He steps aside and
Okay. I'll choose one of the consoles that is sort of the least to be overlooked, I guess.
Yep. I am using.
What's the dark point
I'm
use?
using one dark point. He's calling somebody on his communicator off to the side. You can't hear him. He's calling somebody. As he
Trying to maintain.
as he watches you guys
sorry.
kind of get to work.
Do we know what their frequency is? Oh, I could jam it, but he might not like that.
Mm-mm.
So Hakam leans over to Nassir and says, "I could jam that, but might not be good."
So they know that something is wrong? No. You get to work. I'm going to
Okay,
sit
okay.
casually on this...
Hakam sits down.
Kind of move your. I'll move your token over here. Is that school?
Yeah. It's but even if it had been just like out of the way back there, right? Like somewhere where it's not right in front of the guy.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
say there.
And then I start my hack.
Nassir maintaining the half-truth, half-illusion that he has no idea what's going on. He's just going to sit down on, one of the crates on their little cart and sit there like he is. He's the manual labor and Hakam's the smart one.
Yep, Ollie's gonna do the same thing, so you can see just about everybody in the room there.
All right.
Boop, beep,
I want-
bop, beep, bop, boop, bop,
you're
beep.
pretty busy, so I don't want you to do it. But I want Nassir and Nassir and Alia rather, to give me a observation.
Where's Slip when you need her?
I do have a third eye though, just to be
The
clear.
meat.
Hey now.
Hey, Ali. So Ali, both of you see it. So Alphon,
Oh wow.
Colonial Guard Alphon, he's on his communicator. He's saying something. You see his lips move. Who knows what he's saying? But he looks over to the captain, to Lesh, to Tang, and they all make eye contact with each other and give each other a nod. It's all kind of synchronous. And Ali with a 3, you see that all of them take their weapons off of safety. In the meantime, Hakam, what does it look like as Hacker Man is going through all this stuff and getting the data?
Well, usually systems are voice controlled, but that would be very bad in this case. So he is using whatever other alternative input device they have. Maybe the security tablet. Yeah, he uses his security tablet, right, to control the data spike, to control the system, and essentially tries, because nobody's looking at the screen, goes straight for the jugular. Just goes straight into data archives. Uses search terms that he has agreed with Mikhail ahead of time. Would be, Project Murder Hobo, Project Raising Ground, like whatever the heuristics, sleuthing terms would be that he was given, and he starts just downloading wildly whatever he can.
So I'm gonna let you do a little bit of collaborative role building, but basically, you are able to download footage of not only the slavery and the kind of human trafficking stuff here. You can describe that if you want. It's all pretty disturbing, but also DNA evidence, experimental, like live experimental evidence of them weaponizing this al-Fasid Algol disease on the native inhabitants of Algol, right? So however you want it to look, you can tell me what all this like data looks like and what the footage looks like and how. I mean, this is stuff that, verified on the blockchain that's authentic. It would bring down for sure, at least in the court of public opinion, this
Some sanctions, I guess, is what people do these days.
something bad.
Yeah.
At least to the, because there are good prongs of the Colonial Agency that Mem runs, but his enemy factions would be put out of
Maurice
business.
Tem.
What does this look like?
Maybe he mutters to himself, like a little, like his eyebrows furrow, right, as he in fast forward, like he sort of just spot checks the data that he's getting and downloading, because he certainly doesn't have the time to look at all of it in a real human like patience, and sort of even grabs more than he needs to, probably hoping that maybe there's some pay data in there as well, right? And on top of the dirt that could be sold later, or used as leverage, because he remembers grimly how they accused his friends, his family now, at court, and had made that plan to get enough information to keep the consortium at bay going forward because he could blackmail them. That's what he's hoping to do.
Yeah, that all happens, and you get all that data, and your dongle, whatever, lights.
The data spike starts to like slightly smoke and fizzle and pop as it starts to essentially overload under the massive strain of data being sucked through it. I'm just narrating. It's a one-time use device, right?
And it beeps. Download is complete. The camera shifts over to Nassir and Amit. Seeing what you just saw, what's your reaction? What's your thoughts and feelings?
Seeing what the quartet are doing, Nassir kind of stands up from the tough box that houses Ali and Nassir's weapons and gives the slightest of nods to Ali, because it appears that Ali has seen the same thing, and just kind of says out loud, where did you put that tabula regarding the sludge toxicity levels for the sewage treatment? It's somewhere in here, is it not? As he kind of,
Starts
unclasps
reaching.
it,
Yeah.
unclasps it and opens it. For once I wish you had put the things where they belong. And as he reaches down for his weapon.
Yeah, you hear.
I swear, Ali.
Go ahead.
Oh, I swear, Ali, you're going to be the death of me one of these days.
Ali seeing Colonials there making their weapons unsafe. He's already reaching in his poncho.
Is there any way that I could manipulate the system to generate alarm codes, close open doors, lights on and off? Like, how cyberpunky or Shadowrun is this?
Good, but you don't know any of this stuff that's going on.
I literally bought Third Eye. That means I cannot be surprised anymore.
So you see this
Let
too.
me read it to you. Yeah, it says you have the ability to sense an ambush, and once per session you can avoid the effect of being surprised.
not really.
The talent also gives you
not
a
really ambushing,
constant
you guys
+2.
Yeah,
But
it's not really a surprise.
It would give me a +2 to detect a sneak attack or an ambush. Is this not what they're slightly trying to do?
So,
like
but
slowly
listen,
pull their
role,
guns
role
out?
player. Here's what's happening. So
Yeah.
Alphon, he comes and goes, okay. Oh, this has. You'll probably figure out at the end of the session, it has nothing to do with what you're doing. It has more to do with what the old lady was telling you. Are you boys done with your business here? I've been instructed to my boss up top to escort you to the lounge. That's where many of our workers go that have served the consortium in a distinguished manner. There will be refreshments there, drinks, a place to relax after your hard work.
With hearing that, and
But yes, Rukael,
Hakam.
with that talent, would see them kind of
Something fishy is up, right?
flip their safeties off.
Got
Nassir,
it.
go.
Is there anything... Oh, go ahead. Yes, please.
What was Nassir saying?
What I was saying is at the end of what the individual said, his hand is kind of going around the grip of his thermal carbine, and he looks at Ali and he goes, yes, I think we're done here. And with that, he just like pulls out his carbine and just fucking goes ham.
Oh!
Oh, okay. There goes the comp.
There we go. Time to change the music. That's what you're telling me.
That looks
Yeah.
like it.
Let's go to the
Start-
overhead grid.
Start the Doom music, rip and tear, right?
I think I do have some heavy.
There are lots of videos, right, where they're like, when you hear the Doom music
Oh,
drop, you know something's
yeah,
up.
I don't really have that for this game. Just Eye of the Tiger.
I'm just joking, but yeah.
Arabic action. There we go.
You guys don't have any sort of night vision, right? Like built into your retinas or shit like that. That's not our team. Like we don't have that. Lights
Negative.
off wouldn't help us.
All right, slow motion. Give me the slow motion, Matrix style. What's happening? All three of you guys, and then we'll roll for initiative.
Thinking us to be easy prey, it's probably somewhat as a surprise as instead of a plunger or tabula, Nassir slow motion pulls out a thermal carbine, doing a 180, bringing it up and just depressing the trigger as superheated matter comes shooting out at a high rate of fire at these 6 sons of bitches.
Ali.
Yeah, Ali, when they took their weapons off safe, is basically had his weapon underneath his poncho, and he's not even gonna lift the poncho up. He's just gonna start blasting through his poncho.
Ah, that's cool. Foom, 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 as the holes start appearing.
And you see all like the all the colonials, just the same thing. Like from underneath their Kafkans, they're already ready. Kind of weapons start to raise, start to fire, and we're going to do initiative. There you go. And please use the macro for initiative. It helps with tiebreakers. All right, it's everybody.
Oh, we're good. Lower is better, right?
Nope. Colonial Captain. First. He's going to fire at Nassir. Hey,
And these are Vulcan carbines? What do I imagine they are holding?
they have... I think that's what they have, exactly. Yep, Vulcan
Like
carbine.
a rifle-looking thing, right? Yeah.
And you guys are pretty in short range. So, short range at Nassir. Raises it up. Depresses the trigger. And he will use his quick action to aim.
Oh yeah, I gotta read up on actions again.
Fires. That is not very good, though, is it?
No, sir.
I'm gonna use a dark point to re-roll. So he gets 2, is it, right?
So 4 damage.
3. Yep, 4 damage, and roll your armor. So you take 2. What does that look like?
Having the heavier weapon, it's not quite as quick on the draw than their Vulcan carbines, as they are already preparing to do something, and it kind of bursts into his chest, not enough to knock him down or cause serious injury, but it definitely gives him pause.
And Tang is up next. Strafes, takes a very quick strafe to the left and brings it up against Hakam, just like firing a quick burst through the monitors in his direction. Same thing's going to happen. He's going to aim and fire.
That's a 3 action point sort of thing, right?
Yep.
Aim shot, got it.
2. Set.
And then Nassir, how did you roll armor?
Under character actions.
Yep. So that would be the same thing. So
Character actions and armor.
that would be
Character actions.
4 damage, but you can roll armor.
Yeah, your armor is 5, so I don't know what you have
Let me
listed
make sure.
in your...
Let me make sure he has it.
I've 3 more from the internal armor, and since it wasn't my turn yet, the question is, in that slow motion, did I get my shield out or not? Because everybody else got their weapons out, so I assume you would rule I did.
Shield. You can have your shield or your weapon.
Yeah. I don't have a weapon out. I grabbed the shield. I said I'm jumping straight for my
Alright, your
shield.
shield's out.
Nice. In that case, it's a +9. Zero? Wow, look at those
Take
dice!
4.
Yeah. Wow.
What does that look like?
Gets the shield up, but in the direction of not the person that was actually shooting him, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
And so the
you're
bullets
you're aimed
zing
towards
by
them.
and impact. Is that the red? Yeah, that's the red, so -4. There you go.
And like,
I'm down to
yeah,
2.
there's hardware and just exploding around you. Ali, you're up.
Alright, it is time. It is time for the machine gun fire. It's been a while. So let's see here. This is my, I wonder if a macro works yet.
By the way, I didn't roll enough dice for armor. Should have been more.
You rolled 12d6? No, wait.
It should be 5 + 3 + 6, so 11 + 3 should be 14. I have 2 dice missing.
Roll 2d6.
Got it.
We'll start off with this guy right here.
Yep. Neither are 6s, so that's it. That's a good hit,
Adds
Ali.
up to 6.
Yeah, it adds up to 6, yeah.
All right, so that's a hit. So
And he's gonna keep going.
are you gonna keep going until you run out?
Yep. Until I stop 1 or 2. What was that? Was it be a D6 roll?
Yeah, I just roll like 66 at a time, and then we just kind of.
What we did last
Yeah.
session, since you go until you roll 3 3s, we just do roll 10d6 at a
Gotcha.
time, and then we just count it out. Or however many you wanted to do, I suppose.
If you want to do full auto. Yeah.
Oh, but of course. Oh, we're still going. Still good to go.
Only one.
So that would be 1. That'd be what? 2 successes.
So far,
Yep.
yeah. Looks like it.
Yep. Keep rolling.
Wow,
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. Well, no
Neither.
1s and no 6s. So keep going.
Yeah, it's just a lot of lead going through this room.
Yeah, and the best.
Everything around him is destroyed.
Yeah, it's like that scene in Predator.
Oh, that's 3. That's
We just don't have good luck at all. Look at
That's
that.
3, so that would be only what? 3 + 2 will be 4 damage.
Yeah.
Who are you shooting at? Which one?
You could do a crit and hope you get real high, because it's a crit 1.
Yeah, it is crit 1. So,
Let me
yeah,
let me see if you get
Oh, go ahead.
damage then. So he'd roll his armor against 3.
Armor piercing, by the way.
You have to call that, because then it does even less damage.
Really?
Yeah, I'll look it up and confirm that, but I'm
I
almost...
thought
No.
that was silent.
Maybe it is. You might be right.
I have to be looking. What the hell is high capacity mean again?
That's, you get to ignore
Yeah.
the 1.
Okay.
Armor piercing weapons. The armor rating of the target is reduced by 2, but the damage is reduced by 1 if the target has no armor.
But they do. So,
So
their effective
so it's
armor
-2.
is reduced by 2.
Yes, so a modifier of -2.
Nice.
weird as it comes like cover bonus. Oh, okay.
Hopefully they roll as bad as Hakam did.
Nope, he still takes damage. He takes 1 point of damage and you crit him, right?
Yeah, he's gonna crit him.
Roll 2d6. No.
He just takes 1? I thought the base damage is 3.
Actually, yeah, because my crit of 1.
Yeah, it's base damage 3 minus 1, so he takes
Takes
2
2, so
and then
he's
gets a
6.
crit.
So you're
Yeah.
down to
Roll 2d6.
6. Oh, that's weird. 6. Roll 2d6 for me.
Sim roll 2. Roll high. 51 is good.
Yeah.
Broken spine.
Broken spine, is that what it is?
Great. That's super
Yeah, broken
cinematic.
spine.
Yeah, tell me what that
It is fatal.
tell me what that looks like. It basically takes him out of the fight. Yeah, what does that look like, Sim?
So essentially, Ali, when he starts firing through, he just sees smoke coming from his midsection area because the poncho's obscuring the gun still, and he just starts unloading. There's a bit of laughter as he's doing it, and then he watches the guy just fold over.
Lesh.
That was great. Wow.
Lesh fires at Ali. Oh no! I'm gonna crit you. Well, you gotta see if you take damage first. So, if I take away the 2 for the crit, that would be against 4 damage. So roll your armor. If you block all 4 of it, you don't take anything. Okay. So give yourself 3 wounds. And I will roll the crit. .24.
Not bad.
Teeth
How do
knocked
you like it,
out.
motherfucker?
Teeth knocked out.
Welcome to my world. You ain't laughing now, funny boy.
Stunned for 1 turn. Stunned for 1 turn, and -2 to manipulation. What does it look like as your teeth get knocked out? I don't know how that happens from a carbine round. Maybe you hit the ground or something and.
He's got the helmet, so it could have probably hit the helmet funky, and the helmet removed his teeth. He just feels blood start coming out of his mouth and into the helmet. He starts kind of. The stun part would be trying to move the helmet to get the blood out so he could breathe.
Nassir, you're up.
So I'm gonna do something I've been waiting for a long time with my special underbarrel attachment. I'm going to engage my flamethrower.
No.
Now I don't know how many of them can hit. I would assume the Colonial Captain and
I might
Lesh.
have a flamethrower thing on this. Good.
So, and you're gonna have to help me through this because this is new to me. I assume I just roll ranged, and then I'll look into the fire damage and all that. I got it here somewhere.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's just see if I can hit first.
Yep. Which one are you going towards?
Captain and Lesh.
Okay. That's a sweep. That's a sweep. Whoa. Here you go, flamethrower. Hear that?
Yes.
Nice, yeah, we do. So that'll be what, 5 damage?
I gotta reread it because it sets them on fire in addition to...
This man is on fire.
No.
Okay, sorry.
So yeah, it's damage 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then crit 1, and then fire 3, and I just had the page for fire. Where'd it go? GM rolls. And then every turn in addition to that, they suffer fire, determines the number of dice on the roll, and that is up. The number of dice is then increased by 1 per turn. If you stay on the fire. As soon as you suffer 1 or more points of damage from the fire, your clothes catch on fire, and you will continue to suffer the attack rolls even if you get out of the fire itself. Putting out burning clothes demands a successful dexterity test. So first off, they need to... So you tell me, with using a flamethrower, is that hit for both of them? Can I crit each one time?
I don't think you could crit both of them once. You can crit one of them once. That's below OP.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, this seems quite impressive. I'll crit, the captain.
That's a good choice. Or 2d6. 42.
Crushed foot falls over.
Stays in the fire.
Rate halved and -3 to dexterity and infiltration. So now he needs to see if they catch on fire.
And he falls prone though too, right?
Yep. Crushed, I'll just reread it. Falls over, movement rate halved, -3 to dexterity and infiltration.
And he would take 5 damage on top of that, right? And then you crit you with that extra one you critted him.
Yeah, that's the actual flamethrower damage. Without the extra, being on fire, not even counted in. Yeah.
So do I have to roll something to see if I catch on fire?
Well, you have to roll. First, you roll against the damage. The damage is 3, and then the feature is fire 3. And let me go back to that page.
Yeah, I don't even have the PDF open.
Yeah, I got it. So he has to roll against the damage of 3. That's number 1.
Like his armor?
Yep.
Just 3? It says your damage 4 on your thermocarbine. Oh, because it's under. Sorry. Yeah. Got it.
So he's gonna roll his armor.
Oh, fingers crossed.
This is just damage. This is not even him.
Yeah, this is him standing, getting blasted by fire from a flamethrower, I guess. 2? Still takes 2?
Okay.
It rolls against the fire rating, which is 3. And if I do... if he suffers 1 or more points of damage from fire, the clothes catch fire, and he will continue to suffer the attack rolls until he puts the fire out, which requires a successful dexterity test.
Yep, he took another 3.
He's burnt
from the
burnt
fire.
Up, then.
He is definitely on fire now. Yes. If you're saying he's burnt to death already, then that's even better. Oh wow, yeah, he's crispy.
He's burnt to death. What does that look like? I guess because he falls to the ground. He burns to death on the ground.
So just probably the last thing these 4 individuals thought they were going to see today was a flamethrower. And as he successfully shot Nassir, he returns it in kind with a gout of flames shooting out across the room, covering him. And he just screams, but the air is robbed from his lungs as he kind of collapses, and his screams quickly peter out as he burns. The smell of charred flesh filling the room. Exactly.
All right, Hakam.
Hakam will scrape his shield across the floor, hiding behind it, and moves it over to whoever is on, essentially to get Ali or Nassir to be behind it as well with him. Maybe Ali, because Ali was getting shot at hard. And so this essentially large riot shield that has a plasteel window in it and holes you can put your gun against to shoot through. You don't have to shoot above it even. It has mounting slots in the combat shield for your weapon.
Yep.
Appears in front of you with Hakam just going, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I reckon that's 1 AP to just move.
Yep.
And then for 1, I'll pull my weapon. And then for 1, I'll squeeze a quick shot at Colonel Lesh.
Correct. So that's a -2.
-2. Yeah. Fire... No? Primary weapon attack, right?
Yeah, if that's in that slot. Probably should be. It should be for you.
-2.
Yep.
Since I can mount my weapon on the cover, it is a -1. Whoever mounts a weapon on a combat shield gets a +1 to their shot.
Got it. So you like prop it up on it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, literally these holes, right? You can put the gun through and it stabilizes the gun.
Go ahead.
I don't really.
That's
Did not expect that.
That's a hit. So damage 3.
Yeah, I'll just have him. Yeah, I'll just hit him for damage 3.
Blocks 1 point. Takes 2.
Wow.
What was that?
Hey, I contributed.
What's that
Yay.
look
Hakam, sort of really methodically, right, looks through the little window in the shield, looks right, looks left, puts his Vulcan carbine through, aims it, and then shoots the guy once, sort of hits him in the shoulder, and Ali can hear from Hakam, like, "Oh, I got him! Well, he's more excited than you'd expect, but, you know, that's Hakam.
I've been forgetting some of these guys' talents. Tang takes 1 AP to kind of strafe around here. And he sees Hakam, Ali, and Nassir. And he fires over at Nassir. Does not get to aim. Fires his carbine.
Not the face! Not the face!
Hit, that would be a damage 3.
Come on, armor.
Roll some armor. Where'd it go?
Blocks 1 of it. Take 2.
I hope you're still up.
No, I got 4 still. I'm good.
Very nice.
Ali, you're up.
I am.
Oh, you're stunned for 1.
Stunned.
But you got cover
you're
now.
kind of like, what does it look like? You kind of come to and you're kind of covered by this big riot shield thing.
Yeah, he's just happy to see the big riot shield in front of him and prepares for his chance to reload and mount the weapon on.
Lesh.
If you're talking to us about Lesh, we can't
Nope,
hear you.
nope.
You are
I
muted.
said Lesh.
Oh, okay.
And it gets towards Nassir again.
Shit.
Aim and fire.
Well, he has that kind of face.
He does.
Beautiful face.
He does.
Oh!
Enjoy those teeth.
Right.
Roll your armor. See if you beat 4. Because
You know that's where bow hits.
Damage would be 4. If you block it all, you don't take any.
I might be using giving you a dark side point.
Block 1 of it.
I don't think you can re-roll armor checks.
No, you cannot.
It's not a thing.
There
So
you
you-
go. So that's
So
3.
you take 3, and I'm gonna roll my crit. 16. Ah, it's probably not any good.
Oh, you bruised my lower leg.
That's mean.
I bruised my lower leg. I fell down. Then -1 to dexterity and infiltration for 2d6 days.
For
Seems
2d6.
a lot for a bruised lower leg.
It's a combat bruise.
That's a deep bruise.
Shit, back
Bone
in my day, I got
bruise.
hit by it. He kept out walking.
It's your turn, Nassir.
So
Citizens
what
for
does
days.
falling down, does that require me to do anything?
+1 cover,
Boom?
actually.
Yeah, I mean, you drop prone. You can fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot.
Of course.
What is it? +1 for prone?
Yep.
Full auto. We're switching from flamethrowers back to full auto.
+1 cover, not to your attack.
Oh, it's +1 cover,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, so -2 for full auto.
Oh, also, sorry. It says, page 93, you can claim the +1 fire support bonus when prone, even if you have no cover.
I'm not gonna do that because I got knocked down. That doesn't
Yeah.
thematically make sense. So yeah, I'm not gonna go until I run out of ammo. I'm gonna go till I get 2 1s. So
Wow,
So that'd
nice.
be 4
Okay.
damage so
one
far.
hit so far. So we'll stop at 2 1s.
4,
There's
5,
1.
6 damage.
Guy's hopefully dead. I already hit him once. Up,
Nope.
there it goes.
6.
one.
Let me roll his
Yeah.
armor against 6.
So 5.
Take 5. There's
Yep.
1 left.
Oh,
Should have done a crit.
Hakam, shoot him with your pea shooter. It's your turn.
no. Instead, I will use it to reload Ali's weapon.
That's not gonna help anything.
Why isn't Ali going to shoot
Tang's
him?
going next.
Yeah.
But I can't down Tang
You can-
before Tang goes.
Reloading somebody's weapon? Eh. No.
As someone who has dealt with heavy machine guns, no.
Okay. I will then take an aimed shot at Lesh to hopefully finish him.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you hit him, you probably will.
Combat. Oh, I mean, that's the goal. That will be... What's aiming? Is that a plus something? +2, maybe?
Yeah, aiming is +2.
Because I spent
Yep,
the whole...
aiming's +2.
Okay, cool.
If you do
Plus you get
yeah,
a
if
it's
you
that,
do
plus you get a
slow-
+1. It sounds like from that shield.
For the fire
plus
support,
3.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that should kill him, right?
Let's see. So that'd be
Maybe.
4 damage.
4
That's full of
damage.
armor.
Hopefully not 4. Nope.
What does
Kills
it look like?
Yeah, since Hakam had been shooting at the guy already, he sort of aims again, squeezes a few more shots off. That sort of just go center mass. There's nothing pretty as Hakam hits him. And then the guy goes down and Hakam's like, I think I got him! It starts shifting sort of the cover.
As he goes down, 3 of the 4 of them. Tang is actually going to get on his... He's going to move back here and he's going to get on his communicator.
We gotta breach down to the data level. We gotta breach down to the data level. Lock down all levels. I repeat, we've been invaded.
Hey, I'm gonna clear the clear initiative as he kind of takes cover. You can continue to go after him if you want, but he's calling for help.
Hakam, jam him.
I jam him. I jam all frequencies.
Make it so. Was that your tech?
Ali. And
No, that's literally just turning on the signal jammer. That's why I bought it
What does that
for.
look like?
They have to actually roll tech to use those.
Yeah, let me see.
frequencies.
Let me see if he can do it. Then that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I probably don't even have it though. I think that might be a special. It's tech. Technology, you have to have ranks in it, so you can't even do it. So it's just static. Tang, is that you? You're not quite coming in. Are you going to play cards tonight?
Hakam looks to Nassir and says, broadband jamming's up. Now they know shit's up. We got, and he says, I got what we want.
Nassir kind of motions for Ali to go one way. If this is a kind of a literal representation of the room, we're both going to go opposite ways.
This way.
Whichever. So Nassir will go up this way, and Ali the opposite, and he's going to get into one of our lines of fire, unfortunately for him.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, Ollie's firing as he's walking at his wherever he's hiding at there to keep him
Hakam
stressed.
carries the shield for you. So you can literally mount on the shield and just barrage the guy from behind it as we walk.
So just blood splatters against the wall as you move forward against Tang. Just blow him away. Bits of brain matter coat the wall, and blood slowly drips down, pooling on the floor beneath the Colonial's body. And you hear his communicator going, "Tang, you gonna play cards tonight?"
Hakam's like, should we answer that?
I think
the sneaker around was getting boring anyway. It is time to go.
yes.
Okay, I don't feel so good. I think I got hit.
You live. Let's go. Look at Sid, or look at Ali. He's bleeding from the mouth. Pick up your teeth before we go. You're embarrassing me.
The hand of it only protects so much. We guess we have blown out the welcome. It's time for us to leave.
Do we grab their stuff or just leave?
Leave. We do
Okay,
not have
okay, let's
time
go,
to
let's go.
Pilfer bodies. And out of one of his backpacks, for narrative effect, Nassir takes out his helmet and fastens it onto his heavy armor, locking it into place, considering what it had done for him just less than 12 hours ago against the Nakatra. Hakam,
Who looks the least injured? Is that Ali?
Yep.
Ali doesn't look anything. He's in his heavy armor.
In that case, Hakam will give you the security tablet and says, if any of us make it out, it's you. And this is important to you. And then he hands it to you.
Hakam, get on your tabula and find us a way out of here and keep us away from any roving patrols that might have been alerted to our presence.
Yeah, he fires up the proximity scanner again, and then does the same in reverse, trying to get us a way out, trying to avoid the biosigns that he picks up.
You guys make it out. This bridge. I'm not gonna make you roll or anything, but I think it'd be kind of a cool scene. The bridge is flooded with guys, right? And you guys have to skirt your way along the bottom of it on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just let me know what that looks like as you guys are bleeding and like the snow's coming down. And over top on the bridge are like, have you seen anything? Have you seen anything? There's been a breach down at the data level.
Nassir is kind of slowly making his way on the underside of the bridge, his left leg a little gimpy from taking the shots in the control room, and he looks up, through the various grating and flooring, hoping that no one notices their slow getaway.
I think we're taking the easy way.
I will take the easy way after what we just experienced.
Hakam just nods, sort of wheezing, grimacing.
Eventually you make it past the bridge and running, snow falling on your shoulders. your breath steaming through your nostrils, you make it back to your shuttles. But that time, however, like you can hear sirens and alarms kind of going off back from the installation. And that old lady is there, gnawing on a piece of rawhide. Yeah, you made it back, did you, boys?
No worse for wear, lady. But be careful. I think the consortium is in a tizzy.
And what does it look like as you like hop in your shuttle, start firing it back up or whatever? Or is that the way you're going to head out? Or are you going to stay on foot somehow?
I imagine being in the ship and then just hauling butt, skimming the surface is the best chance that we have.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Hopefully by the time they realize we're leaving, that it will be too late and they won't be able to follow us. Soon enough we'll be out of the range of their scanners and weapons. If their weapons are even online.
Maybe we should see. Worst case scenario, we land, we fight.
All we need to do is clear the station. Once we are in true danger. The Crimson Wish will come and save us.
As you fly out,
Can't wait.
yeah, you hear proximity alarms as those air-to-surface missiles just head in your direction. Nassir, give me one last pilot roll.
I'll assist. Gives you +1.
They miss you. What does it look like as they miss you and you fly back the way you came?
Nassir takes this rusty bucket of bolts and executes a series of maneuvers that one would not think possible, and there's a moment of doubt as he can hear the rattling and bolts in various parts of the bulkhead straining under the maneuvers, but the missiles overshoot them, landing and exploding harmlessly in the surrounding topography, and once he puts some range and terrain features between him and the station, he banks sharply upwards, making for the outer space in the Crimson Wish. On a frequency, Ibrahim, get the Crimson Wish in position. We need to leave this section of the planet immediately.
And as you dock with the Crimson Wish, you see the thrusters start to ignite. And you leave that mountain range and head back out into low orbit. We'll call that a session.
Nice.
Well done, my friends.
I did get shot in the face.
Yeah, Sim
Well
did.
done. Someone else got shot in the face.
For once.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Ouch.
Just push those teeth back in.
Tempted to pick up tough for 2 extra health points, maybe.
I know your mouth hurts a lot, Ali, but my leg's asleep. Can I borrow some of your drugs?
Passing out dope for.
You know what's funny, guys?
What?
You know, when I was in the computer system, I took a quick look. And they actually had a sewage problem.
Yeah, a guy, Larry jammed up the toilets again.
Yep.
Those Algol and spices do a number on your intestine.
Do not flush sanitary napkins. That's what the signs all say. Alright, well thanks for playing. Let me see here if my